From Memorial Gymnasium in Nashville, Tennessee, it's the ACC against the Big East as the Friars of Providence College take on the Cavaliers from the University of Virginia. A very pleasant good evening. We continue first round action in the Southeast Regional tonight in Nashville. I'm John Sanders along with Gary Thompson. Gary, if two teams should be ready for a tournament because of tough conferences, it has to be these two. However, the Friars and the Cavaliers have been going in different directions of late.
Well, they certainly have. The Cavaliers have won 12 of their last 16, while the Friars have lost 6 of the last 7. They've been playing good basketball. Their problem has been Syracuse, Georgetown, and Seton Hall.
Each team led by outstanding guard play. We'll start with Providence College and sophomore Eric Murdoch.
Well, he leads the Friars in scoring, averaging 16 points a ball game. He's not a pure shooter. He's a scorer. He finds a way to get the ball in the basket. He ranks in the top 10 in the nation in steals.
Meanwhile, for Virginia, Richard Morgan, I guess not a pure shooter either, but he can at times carry the Cavaliers.
Well, he leads them in scoring with 16 points a game. He's an all-ACC first-team selection, the first since Ralph Sampson. He's a streak shooter, and when he's on, he can carry a ball club.
It will be Virginia against Providence College, and we're here in Nashville, Tennessee. Back to meet the starting lineups for the Friars and the Cavaliers right after this.
The Oil Heat Institute, your New England Jeep Eagle dealers, and by Baybanks.
First round play, Providence against Virginia. A couple of teams with similar records. The Friars are 18-10. The Cavaliers are 19-10, and this is the third time they have played. It has been 5 years since these two teams have hooked up on a basketball court, although Virginia played 2 Big East teams this year. They lost to the University of Connecticut, and they also lost to Seton Hall. So their first 2 losses of the year have come to those 2 teams. Virginia lost 3 different times to Duke, and a similar story for Providence. They lost 3 times to Syracuse, twice to Seton Hall, twice to Georgetown, twice to Villanova. So they had problems with the same teams. All of their losses in conference play. Let's meet the starting lineups for both clubs now. Public address announcer here in Nashville is Frank Crowell.
Once again, and welcome back to Memorial Gymnasium here on the campus of Vanderbilt University for game number 3, round number 1 of the Southeast Regional NCAA Basketball Tournament for 1989. Here now the starting lineups for tonight's game. First the forward, starting with the Friars from Providence. Starting tonight at forward, a 6'5", 213-pound senior from Dayton, Ohio, number 21, Cal Foster. For the Virginia Cavaliers, at forward, a 6'5", 192-pound freshman from Freeman, Virginia, number 20, Brian Steck. At forward, for the Friars, a 6'3", 195-pound senior from Worcester, Massachusetts, number 22, Matt Colossi. At forward for Virginia, a 6'7", 226-pound sophomore from Millmont Park, Pennsylvania, number 30, Matt London. And now the centers. First for Providence, a 224-pound junior from Bronxville, New York, number 30, Marty Conlon. At center for the Cavaliers, a 6'9", 230-pound junior from Peekskill, New York, number 32, Rick Dadd. At guard for the Friars, a 6', 170-pound junior from Brooklyn, New York, number 11, Carlton Screen. 195-pound senior from Salem, Virginia, number 11, Richard Morgan. And guard for Providence, a 6'2", 185-pound sophomore from Bridgewater, number 14, Eric Murdoch. And in guard for Virginia, a 6'1", 176-pound sophomore from Spring Lake, New Jersey, number 22, John Crotty. Coach of the Providence Friars, Rick Barnes. And the head coach of the Virginia Cavaliers, Terry Holland.
We are set for basketball in Nashville, Tennessee. It's Virginia taking on Providence, back with the opening tip. Tonight's action right after these messages.
My father drove a starship, so it's only natural I'd fly around in something space age.
Here in Nashville, Tennessee. The officials working tonight's basketball game. In the middle, it's Tom Harrington. He'll be the referee. Willis McJunkin to the right and Tom Clark to the left. Those are the 3 officials assigned by the NCAA. Matchup like this: Foster, Palazzi, Conlon, Murdoch, and Screen. 3 guards in that lineup. Blunden, Stiff, the ACC Rookie of the Year, Dabbs, and the 2 guards, Morgan and Crotty. And it is Crotty with the basketball. He's a lefty. Richard Morgan picked up by Palazzi. Dobbs swings it to Crotty. Inside to Morgan with the first shot of the game, and when he gets hot, he can get it going. Richard Morgan averaging almost 20 a game.
It may be a good omen for Terry Holland because Richard Morgan's been struggling a little bit with his offense the last few ball games.
Screen outside 2 years ago. Carlton Screen in his Final Four had 18 points in a loss to Syracuse by Providence. Some heavy action inside, and the foul is called on Blunden. Matt Blunden, the sophomore from Millmont Park, Pennsylvania. First foul of the game.
Let's just see Blunden on here, number 30, was going across, trying to push his man out of there. Blunden was a backup quarterback on the Cavalier football team. Didn't join this team for practice until November 28th, so he really got a late start.
Pushing and shoving with Marty Conlon. A bit of a muscle pull on the side as they roll it inside to Conlon. He turns around, misses his first shot. Stiff, and we mentioned the ACC Rookie of the Year with a rebound. Here comes John Crotty. Puts a move on Screen, and then he travels. He got caught in between that time, and he turns it over for Coach Terry Holland. And now Terry, tremendous success, 15 years, 303 victories. Only 2 other coaches, Dean Smith and Lecter Gazelle, with 300 wins in the ACC. Screen down the lane, he draws the foul. First year for Rick Barnes at Providence. And last year he was the head coach. He's the youngest in the Big East at 34, and last year he was at George Mason.
You see Screen penetrating right up, taking the ball to the basket, and that's what he'll do. He'll penetrate. He's taken, finds an open man, he'll dump it off.
Not a big score, averaging 11.5 a game. We've played less than a minute, and it is 2-0 Virginia.
Both these teams got here with at-large bids. Virginia, the 5th seed in this regional, and Providence, the 12th seed.
This is one of the more interesting matchups of the first round as Screen bends the second one home. We're tied at 2 in the early going.
Remember the rule this year on taking the ball out of bounds. All you have to do is break the plane. Get it past the plane there within 5 seconds.
Stiff looks inside, comes to Dabbs. Here's Morgan. Crotty back to Morgan. Fall away jumper, short. Tipped up by Stiff. Winds up in the hands of Murdoch. 3-on-2. The Friars would like to run a bit. Murdoch hangs, hits.
2 of the leading scorers already with points on the board.
Providence College by 2. It's 4-2. 18:35 remaining first half. I'm John Sanders along with Gary Thompson, and Richard Morgan has the basketball.
Providence will put a lot of pressure on full court, and they'll stay right with you, tough man for man.
Dabbs turn around, short. Bounces to Blunden. His shot is long. Morgan from the side. For Morgan. Has both baskets so far for Syracuse. It's 4-4.
And rebounding could be a key. Virginia has a rebound margin of about 5 per game, while Providence is a -1.5 rebound. So their size definitely a hindrance for them.
Palazzi, the 3-point shooter, and he gets his first one of the night. So Matt Palazzi hits his 55th three-pointer of the year, and it's Providence by 3.
And he's shooting 46% from that range. And here's what Virginia's going to have to do. They're going to have to handle the pressure, the full court pressure, and it's up to this man right here, Crotty.
One of the questions he was asked about yesterday at the news conferences was his endurance. He said, I can handle it. The foul goes against Cal Foster. Cal's first.
Excuse me, I was going to say the man that replaces him. Here we see Crotty going in, pump fake, draws some people to him, and then finds Dabbs underneath. He pumps fakes a couple times, finally takes it up. Looks like it's Foster with the foul. Cal Foster.
Foster, I mentioned, pulled a muscle in his side during yesterday's practice. Sat out the rest of that practice. Says he's all right. You'll see.
Some doubt about Virginia's Curtis Williams. Also, he turned an ankle in practice. Practice was dangerous yesterday.
Tough place to be in here yesterday. Dabbs bends it home for his first point of the game. Mattatuck Junior College. He is one of the reasons that Virginia is here. He played so well down the stretch. Final 8 games of the season for him. He averaged 14 points and almost 10 rebounds a game.
First team junior college All-American last year.
7-6, Providence by 1. Pressure the other way from the Cavaliers. Handled by Providence. Colossi. Foster up. The basket won't go. The foul inside. Charge to Stiff, the freshman.
You see, they beat the press at 2-on-1. Palazzi, little up fake, bounce pass in here. You see Stiff making the foul on Foster. Good play by Palazzi.
So Powell will go to the line to shoot a couple.
I think when you're up against a pressing team, I think either way, Virginia going to press that time. When you get a beat, I think you have to attack it on the other end and make them pay for it.
Missed them both. Foster not really good rhythm on either one of those shots. So now a chance for Virginia to regain the lead. Body captures the offense. Morgan with a turnaround, comes right back out, dabs with a rebound, knocked away from him. Palazzi has it. It's a 3-on-1. Screen gets the basket.
The screen leads his club from the assist, but that time it's his teammate, Murdoch, that dishes it off.
Crotty handles the pressure. Stiff from the corner. Rattles out. Retrieved by Morgan. London on the baseline decides not to shoot.
London's in that lineup primarily because of his rebounding. He's a good solid rebounder and basically a role player.
Colossi picks up the foul. That could be a problem too with the three-guard offense.
Well, that poses some problems for where you see right there Murdoch giving it off the screen. Screen goes up, does a good job. Well, he falls into Crotty right there, but momentum took it in, no foul call.
9-6 Providence in the early going as Shamsuddin checks into the lineup along with Chris Watts. Watts primarily, number 33, a three-point shooter. Shamsuddin, the other substitution. Providence likes to use their bench. They'll use a lot of people. That helps them run that pressure offense. The shot there by Morgan. Sometimes there are questions about his shot selection, but he knocks it home. That's 6 points for him. Providence by 1.
He's never found a shot he didn't like, has he?
Shamsuddin from the side.
Well, that's coming off the bench and producing. Normally, I like to see a kid come in, run the court a couple times, or handle the ball. He didn't waste any time. Not many kids can do that. Come right off the bench and put the ball.
Morgan gives it up to Conlon. Murdoch taking his time now. Conlon for 3. Good.
Don't be surprised if you see that a lot in this ballgame. He can do a lot of things for a 5-man. He has three-point range, and he'll do that as the trailing man on the break.
They turn it over. Now Providence with a 6-point edge. Thanks to the three-pointer, and they've had 2. You're right, it's not unusual because Conlon coming into the game with 14 out of 39 from three-point range.
Pressure defense causing some problems. We said that's what Virginia's going to have to handle, is that pressure all night long.
Eric Murdoch now sets up outside. He takes over at the point. The screen on the bench. Watson, there's the other shooter. Palazzi, who has a 3. Watts has only 2 two-point field goals this year. He spaced them out, 1 in November and 1 in January.
2 for 10 inside the three-point line. You got to say he's basically a three-point shooter.
I think that would cover it. Friars are the kind of team, if they get hot, they can really get it going. Where they've had problems is where they don't shoot well. In their wins, they shoot over 50%. In their losses, it's somewhere around 40 in the lane for Murdoch.
He breaks the defense down. Nobody picking up.
8-point lead. It's 16-8 Providence.
So far in that full-court pressure, Providence doing a good job of when Virginia beats it. Hustling back, recovering, not giving up any breakaways or really easy shots.
Foul is on Palazzi. Into the lineup for Virginia now is number 44, Jeff Daniel, who's having a bit of an ankle problem. Murdoch on the drive, but we have a timeout on the court. It is 16-8. Providence leads Virginia. Neither of these teams are strangers to NCAA play. Rick Barnes last year, George Mason. Here's the Friars record. 1987, they lost to Syracuse in the semifinal. That was Rick Barnes, who was the head coach then. Terry Holland, 7 times in the 80s, has been here. And they are 11-7 in NCAA tournament play.
Well, there seems to be a slick spot in the first game we had this
good play by Dan.
There's some slipping.
involved with his 4th point. Providence is 6 out of 7. Virginia 4 out of 9. It's a 6-point lead for the Friars. Inside, Shamsuddin works his way off the glass too hard. Gets it back. Up. Rattles out. Here's Dean again. Shamsuddin lays it in. That's called working for your 2 points.
Great hustle right there and staying with it.
Crotty to Morgan. Turnaround against Watts. Good. Well, he can just bury it when he gets time. 8 points for Richard Morgan.
Doesn't waste any time shooting, does he? He can create shots.
Watts looks inside, then backs away. Brings it back to Colossi. Screen who's on now. Murdoch getting the rest. Murdoch set to come back in. Keep in mind, in this gym, the benches are in the end zone. Connon along the baseline. Colossi's jumper from the side. Colossi 2 for 2, 5 points in the ball game. Back to an 8-point Friar lead.
Providence get a lot of points out of penetrating and pitching out and hitting the open man. Draw the defense to it.
Here's Morgan.
Boy, he's throwing it up.
10 points for Richard Morgan. He has 10 and Virginia's 14. Colossi trying to answer at the other end. It's Morgan ripping down the rebound and Crotty to push it back.
Morgan a good rebounding.
Stiff along the baseline. Count the basket and Screen charged with a foul. So just like that, the Cavaliers are coming back.
Well, you see the ACC freshman of the year goes in, makes the drive. Screen makes a grab, picks up the foul, count the basket.
Substitution. Just did get the roll. Checking back in for Virginia is Matt Blunden. Daniel will sit down. Quentin Burton comes on for Providence. He's used a lot in defensive situations. And Murdoch checks back in for the Friars. Stiff for the 3-point play.
Morgan, an excellent free throw shooter at the line, too. Almost 84%. That's second in the ACC.
An 8-point lead is down to 3 as we move inside the 13-minute mark.
There's something I like to see, a Murdoch with a ball fake. I don't think you see enough of that. You got Virginia going in zone situation.
Murdoch putting a move on Stiff. Going up. They said going up, so the foul called inside. That's going to put Murdoch at the line.
Murdoch, we said they like to penetrate. Here's Murdoch, does a good change of pace, beats his man Stiff. There's the reach. Official right there say it's going up.
Second foul. Conlon now comes out as Sadler checks in. So Marvin Sadler, he's a freshman from Bridgeport, and already we've seen him go about 8 men deep into his bench here in the first 7-8 minutes of the ball game.
Sadler has a good body on him. He ought to be tough down around that block area. Strong kid.
Kenny Turner checks in for Virginia. Terry Holland trying to match player for player as best he can. Here's Murdoch, another move. Traveled with it. Don't count the basket. 20-17, the Friars lead.
You'll see Murdoch on the penetration. Goes up. Just shuffles the feet just a little bit. That's all it takes. Just a little.
That's Turner with it out to Dabbs. Crotty pressured by Screen in this pressure man-to-man defense. Dabbs down low. Back out it comes to Morgan. Watch out when he gets it. He won't stay in his hands long.
He's calling for it right now. He wanted it back.
Dumps it inside to Dabbs. It's blocked away by Burton, but you can count the basket. Dabbs, the junior college transfer, has 6 points.
Fighting and struggling underneath here. Look at the action right here. Drop-off pass. Dabbs goes up. Burton knocks it away. Count 2.
So now it's down to a 1-point ball game. 20-19 Providence. 12 minutes remaining first half in Nashville, Tennessee, on the campus of Vanderbilt University. Providence comes here. Vanderbilt goes to Providence. That's the way the NCAA worked it out for the first round. Decision made that no one would play at home in the first round. Burton starts a move. No place to go. Sadler outside.
Both teams playing pretty good half-court defense.
11:30 to play. A one-point ball game right now. Biggest lead has been 8. Murdoch for 3. He's short. Shamsuddin keeps it alive to screen. Now Burton for 3. Gads with a rebound.
Well, if Virginia isn't a club that'll just come out and try and get it down the court real quick, they'll take the break if it's there. Crotty with the 3-point.
So Crotty with his first 3-pointer. He has 34 of them on the year, and it's Virginia by 2 with 11 minutes to play first half. Virginia led early on, 2-0. Sadler's jumper. It's short. Steal by Screen. Weaving inside, misses. Shamsuddin is knocked down. Ball belongs to Virginia.
Shamsuddin is an active kid on those boards. There you see. Good steal by Screen. 4th in the nation in steals right there. Doesn't get it up far enough up to the hoop, and then Shamsuddin falls out of bounds with it. Turn the ball over to Virginia.
Conlon back into the lineup for Providence College, along with Greg Bent in for the first time, the junior college transfer. So the shuffle continues for Providence. And again, shooting and shot selection are the thing that seems to get Providence in trouble at times. London to Morgan. He won't hesitate. This is a 3.
Well, we said he's a streak shooter. When he gets it going, he can carry a ball club, and he's doing it right now.
A 15-2 Virginia run as they answer the earlier run by Providence, and they now lead by 5. Virginia by 5. Earlier was Providence by 8. It's been a game of spurts through the first half of the first half. Murdoch down the lane, dishes it off. Conlon gets the basket. Murdoch with a foul, trying to cut him off. I think some of the pregame analysis was right. It's going to take a lot of work throughout the 40 minutes on the part of John Crotty of Virginia if it continues at this pace.
Well, the problem, Anthony Oliver is his backup. They like to play him some, but he's been bothered with, he's had sprained ankles, both of them in sprain, and he's not at full strength.
Morgan gives it up to Daniel, who lays it in.
Boy, that really makes the guy tough, and he'll give the ball up to an open man like that, too. That makes double trouble.
Conlon's second 3-pointer. Marty 2 for 2 from 3-point territory. 8 points for him in the game.
And we said he could shoot it from there, and comes down on that secondary break. Good job by Screen, staying down on defense as Crotty giving the up fake.
Rattles in. And Morgan is on fire with 15 points in the first 10.5 minutes of the first half.
I think with a kid like that, now the way he's got it going, you have to just concentrate on him, overplaying it to get the ball, lead him up, even if he gets a back cut on you.
He's 7 for 9, Gary.
Got to take the ball out of his hands, keep him from getting it.
We have 9:15 to play. A timeout here on the court. It's Virginia 29 and Providence College 24. Would you like to see it remain the same? 19-9. If you would, call 900-260-6301. If you'd like it moved back to international, that's 21 feet. It's 260-6302. And if you'd like to see it all the way to the pros, call 260-6303. Those are 900 calls, and it will cost you 60 cents per call. I think the consensus of the most people that I've heard at the NCAA games around the country today is keep it the same. By the way, that was almost over and back by Daniels. He put 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Crotty trying to call a play, holding up the 5 on. He's so busy fighting pressure, he didn't have much time to give hand signals.
Murdoch's going to hand on him for his second foul. By the way, speaking of 3-pointers, Marty Conlon's last shot was waved off by another official, and it was a 2-point basket, not a 3-point basket. And here are the 3-point numbers thus far. Morgan and Crotty have the 3-point field goals for Virginia. For Providence, it's Colossi and Conlon.
Well, as a team, Providence shoots 38% on the year, and Virginia only 32% on the 3-point.
So Crotty with his second field goal. He has 5 in the game. The scoreboard is now up to date. A 3-pointer from the corner for Murdoch, and he can hit him. Murdoch with a 3 makes it a 3-point game.
Looking at there's a lot of great athletes out here. Murdoch and Morgan, 2 exceptional athletes.
We have now straightened out the scoreboard. It goes right with the 3-pointers. From outside, another 3-pointer. Dirk Kapstra. So So Castro gets his three-pointer.
Castro just a sophomore, but he's played in 20 games.
Count the basket and put Screen at the line.
Screen averaging 11.5 points in the ball game and likes to penetrate. This time there's no help. Takes it up. Crowdy does a good job trying to stay away from the foul, but still whistle for one.
Morgan checks into the lineup along with Anthony Oliver. Now that's the fellow you were talking about who has the ankle problem, so we'll see how long he can go.
And we got Wright in the ball game, number 41 for Providence. The senior has a lot of experience, real confident player.
Also, Abdul Shamsuddin is back in there. Screen, who had made his first two, misses that one. Virginia by 4. And Turner down with it at the other end. We are seeing a lot of both of these teams. Morgan against Wright spins away from him and hits this shot. Is he really scorching in the first half? 17 for Morgan.
Tough shot because you can see him sliding, floating to his left. That's tough when you're on the move. He doesn't care too much whether he gets squared up. I don't think that he's in his rhythm.
Wright likes to shoot three-pointers. He'll miss that one. Shamsuddin back up and in. He's been a real plus off the bench so far in the first half. Turner loses it out of bounds. Well, back we go the other way. An early run by Providence takes the Friars to an 8-point lead. Virginia's biggest lead has been 6, and right now it's 4. 36-32 Cavaliers. Conlon gets loose underneath. 9 for Marty Conlon.
Daniels come in, done a pretty nice job. Middleman position against the press. He's a good passer. Hit the open man, keeps that ball above his head.
Here's Morgan. Enters it to Turner. His turnaround is short. Wright had it, but Turner knocked it away from him. Turner brings it all the way back to Morgan.
That's a good play.
Morgan gets it inside to Daniel. Turner's jump shot, top of the circle, and air ball. Conlon lays it home, and the Friars have tied it up. Well, Marty Conlon has 11 first-half points. It's 36-36. Each team has made a run. We've kind of gone back and forth as far as the streaks are concerned. First it was Providence up by 8, and Virginia up by 6, and right now we're tied. Morgan, who's had a tremendous first half, missed the shot, follow no good, knocked out of bounds. It belongs to the Friars.
And Morgan with 17 points already. Got 6 minutes to go here in his first half.
Crotty, Stiff, and Blunden back in for Virginia. Cal Foster checks back in for Providence, and watch the action underneath.
Richard Morgan goes up, doesn't get the shot, follows his own shot as he's coming to the glass. Conlon looking dismay as he thought they were going to give the ball to Virginia.
A chance for the Friars to regain the lead with 6:10 to play first half. Screen almost tripped over Shamsuddin. 36-36 is our score. Screen penetrates against Crotty and scores. Crotty has a couple of early fouls, so he really can't pressure him that much. 8 straight now for the Friars. They regain a 2-point lead. Has 7 points so far, and we're tied at 38. A note about this gym, it is arranged in a rather unusual fashion. There are a total of 9 scoreboard clocks here. Less than 5.5 to play. Colossi with a jump shot. He rolls it home. So Matt has hit all 3 of his field goal attempts, and he has 7 points. Good shooting by both teams. And a strong first half of action as the ACC and the Big East get together. That time Dabbs turns it over because he threw it away.
Pressure continues to cause some problems for Virginia.
See a clock corner, opposite sides of the gym, each end of the gym. Seats almost 16,000, but it's almost like 4 different gyms kind of tucked together here.
9 total scoreboards.
Screen with a jumper. Bends off. And Blunden with a strong rebound to Richard Morgan. Back to John Crotty. Now Morgan. He's thinking shot every time he gets it. Dabbs powers his way up. It's an offensive foul on Dabbs.
That's a good call. Comes it Dean on the inside, and Dabbs just taking it in there. You know, we talked about verticality rule this year. I don't think it's been called enough.
4:48 to play first half. Right now it's Providence 40, Virginia 38. Program without written consent is prohibited. The announcers for this program have been approved and contracted by NCAA Productions. A 2-point lead for Providence. The shooting has been tremendous. 64% for Virginia, 62% for Providence. The rebounding edge, though, belongs to Virginia so far here in the first half. And in the second half, it is West Virginia winning big over Tennessee.
West Virginia having some problems at the end of the season, that they're coming out big tonight.
After that 22-game winning streak, each team has had a chance and a little bit of a lead. White, the senior from New York, returns turnover for Virginia, and once again the Cat was a three-pointer, so he has 2 3-pointers and 12 points in the game. The turnover, shots, and Dean gives Providence a 4-point lead.
And the pressure they trap.
Stith beats the pressure, pulls it back out again. Crotty looks to Blunden. The starters are in there now for Virginia. Here's Morgan. What a great first half he's had. Stith covered by Palazzi.
And so far that matchup hasn't been in favor of Stith. He's only got 3 points.
Blunden against Cal Foster. No place to go. Less than 4 minutes remaining first half. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Dabbs uses the boards. Foul on Palazzi. Matt picks up his second. He's got 2. Murdoch has 2. 16 fouls on Providence.
Crotty just hook pass on the baseline. Dabbs takes it up. Right there, doesn't get it. Comes off. And a grab.
For Matt Palazzi, who is a guard, who had to move from the number 2 spot to the number 3 spot at the beginning of the season. It's an offense that's worked well for Providence all year as they come into the ball game, averaging almost 85 points a game. Virginia in that same range at 81.
And they're shooting 49% as a team. Pretty good shooting club.
They opened the season, did Providence 13-0. Since then, ran bad 3. For the junior. Back in the lineup, Palazzi leads. Now Matt game and right. Providence leading by 2 with 3:42 to play first half.
A 1-3-1 zone. Virginia's getting a lot of looks here in the first half. Man for man, full court pressure.
A trap in the corner. They skip at the screen. Murdoch, no place to go, finds right in the lane. And the jump hook is tipped up. And finally taken out of there by Stith. He clears it for Crotty. Back come the Cavaliers. Knocked away by Screen. Gives it right back to Crotty, who's fouled from behind by Cal Foster.
It's good defense by Screen as he comes in here. His head gets the ball right here, knocks it away, then recovers it, tries to knock it off Crotty and save it, but Crotty retains it, and then gets fouled by Foster as he takes it up to the basket.
Marty, you've heard of soft hands. I guess he has soft knees. Stith leaves the lineup for Virginia.
How much of this pressure can this sophomore John Crotty handle? He's been averaging 37 minutes over the last few, but extreme pressure. Ball game.
Well, he said yesterday he was hoping to get some help, make some passes to beat the press rather than do it all himself, but he's had to work pretty hard. As we count down to 3 minutes left in the first half, it's 42-42. Then everything we expected. Good close matchup. Team shooting the ball very well. Screen for 3. It'll be Virginia basketball. Referee Tom Harrington said white basketball all the way. Dabbs keys the inbound play.
Tom Harrington sold that call, didn't he?
Wright picks up the turnover. Brings it back to Conlon. Now screen. They look to Murdoch. His three is underway and short. Shamsuddin will pick up the foul. And will walk to the other end.
Watch Virginia right here. Block out. Got all the Providence guys sealed off.
32, team.
Second foul on Shamsuddin. Terry Holland missed 6 games this year because of surgery. He took his time coming back. He said he really had a chance to sit back and look at his ball club. Dave Odom basically was the coach during that period of time, and he said it gave him a different perspective of his team because he could sit back, watch, not have to make the immediate decisions. And it really helped him get a better idea of what his team was all about. We saw Greg Bent back in the Providence lineup. Dabb's excellent at the foul line, 4 for 4. 8 points for Dabb.
And only a 62% free throw shooter on the year. Good night at the stripe.
So it's Virginia back on top by a point. Still 2:40 to play first half. Finally misses. And Carlton screen tracks it down. It's a 3-on-2 for the Friars. Screen. Looking to Bent. He touched it last, and it's Virginia ball.
Penetration again by screen.
Now the officials are going to discuss it. And apparently the official closest to the ball, and that would be Willis McJunkin, had the final word.
Well, I think he had the right call, too. A diagonal pass against the press.
Castro stripped away from him. Eric Murdoch with the steal. Kicks it to screen. Right looks to Conlon. His turnaround. Good. Conlon having a good first half. 14 points for the junior from Bronxville, New York.
And he's averaging 14. A good shooter, 52% on the year.
Here's Crotty's jumper at the other end. Providence leading by a point, has the basketball, and back they come.
And that is what Virginia wants to do, is come down and take that quick shot. When they get half court, they want to set up.
Katstra hammers Conlon, who's off to a great start. And he's going to have to catch his breath because he got bonked in the head.
And here comes screen. Good lead pass right here to Conlon. Pumps, going to take it up. Castor comes in there and makes the foul.
Matt Palazzi comes back in. Eric Murdoch will rest. Interesting the way Rick Barnes rotates his guards. Keeps a freshman on the court all the time.
Well, this type of game, you have to be able to play 8 or 9 people.
Conlon has made 6 straight from the field. He's 6 out of 7 on the night. And checking back in is Jeff Daniel. Jeff's played pretty solid off the bench so far in the first half. Providence has been the
He's done a good job. I'd mark down here. Virginia concentrating on keeping him off the boards. Face that offensive pass really tough.
Conlon, a good foul shooter at almost 73%, but he misses his first opportunity. Marty, one of the unhappy Friars last year, who left the team during the course of the season. Matt Palazzi did not play for Providence last year.
An interesting thing, Rick Barnes in the press conference yesterday said he came to Brown and said, hey, everything in the past is forgotten. He said, I don't know you guys, you don't know me, we're starting all over. And it's really what?
Dabbs has 10 points now. 45-45, we're tied again. A minute and 30 seconds to play first half.
This is a Providence club that was picked for last in the league. They end up in 5th place, tied for 5th. Riley shooting the ball well.
Very well. I don't think he's missed so far in the first half. He has 1 3-pointer. Palazzi with 9 points in the first half. Providence by 2.
This is where Virginia has to come down. The last time Crowdy come down and took a quick shot. They've got to come down, set, work the ball in the half-court offense.
Dabbs against Conlon. 12 points for Brent Dabbs. Richard Morgan has 17. Those two have really been the Virginia offense in the first half. We're tied at 47. It's a little weave, but the Friars like to work. A 3-man weave in front. They do it a lot. 28 seconds on the shot clock. 40 seconds now on the game clock. First half. 47-47. gets it back. The base. The other.
Screen, I think, saying to the official, how could you see that? We were way out in front of you.
Screen fouls Morgan, who has 19 points. His
on the penetration, watches the ball down, gives a little action. Boy, what a first half he's had. 19.
And he'll go to the line with a chance to complete the three-point play, give his team a three-point lead with 10 seconds to go in the first half.
Last ball game for Richard Morgan against Duke in the ACC tournament, 4 for 20. What a turnaround.
You got a quick look at the official. The perspiration on Tom Harrington. That'll tell you what kind of half it's been so far. It has been non-stop. Morgan has 20. A 20-point first half for Morgan as Blunden checks back in. Dabbs will get the last 10 seconds off. Let's see if the Friars can answer before halftime. We're on a 100-point pace. 5 seconds now. Screen, starts to move, takes it in, gives it to Wright, lays it in. We're at halftime, and what a good first half it has been. Wright gets the last basket of the first half, his first basket of the game, and we have played the first 20 minutes of basketball. That's the end of the first half. The score, Virginia 50 and Providence 49. A good effort by Screen to feed Wright. We'll be back after this message and a word from your local station. This is an NCAA Productions telecast. Comstadine and Murdoch chipping in. The real scorer in the first half has been Richard Morgan with 20 points. He is now number 6 on the all-time list for Virginia with 1,454 career points as a Cavalier. Providence starting front line, only 2 rebounds in the game. Both belong to Marty Conlon. Eric Murdoch. Carlton screen, tries to get it to Foster. Now Conlon, partially blocked by Dabbs. Conlon saves it.
Nice save.
Colossi lays it in.
Was that some kind of a shot? I don't know how you can get a tougher shot than that. A running jump hook.
Same starting units for both teams.
I think for Virginia, some other outstanding freshman, Brian Stiff, he has to get in the ball game offensively.
He has only 4 points in the first half. Dabbs has had a strong first half. Morgan for 3.
And he had to adjust that shot as he went up. He took that and had to put a little extra arch on because the defensive pressure was coming.
53-51. Murdoch given the shot by Morgan and misses it. Screen chases it down. Murdoch to Conlon. Up and in. 17 for Conlon. Now we're tied at 53. The pace that we set in the first half continues early in the second half. Crotty gets the baseline, tipped away. It's still Virginia ball.
Crotty that time shaking his head, but he really put on a good change of pace dribble. Lost his man and then just lost control of the ball.
West Virginia, big win over Tennessee in the East and Illinois. Not as easy as you might think against McNeese State. Marty Conlon grabs the air ball.
Again, another one of those shots that when it doesn't go in, you say it's a bad shot. He's made a lot of those in the first half.
Screen hits the basket. He just kept pushing Crotty back and back. Here's Stiff from outside. Won't go. Providence ball. Friars have the basketball, a 2-point lead with 18-14 to play. Abdul Shamsuddin checks in. I have to think Foster's side is bothering him a little more than he says.
Well, when he didn't take part in practice, he tries to save right there. When he didn't take part in practice yesterday after pulling it, then you know that probably wasn't in real good shape.
55-53, Providence by 2. Biggest lead for the Friars was 8. Biggest lead for the Cavaliers was 6. Screen with a miss. Dabbs with a rebound.
Good screen out by Dabbs.
Crotty now pushes it up. Morgan's jumper. No, won't go. Stiff with a foul.
Well, Stiff, an excellent offensive rebound. He leads the team with 112 rebounds, offensive rebounds, and 83 defensive rebounds.
55-55. It's been that way from the last 5 minutes of the first half, and it's carried over into the second half as we seesaw back and forth. 17:30 to go. We're in Nashville, Tennessee at Memorial Gymnasium.
Virginia with changed up defense in that first half.
Colossi, a little bit of a line driver, misses. 3-on-3. Morgan gives it to Crotty. Left-hand jumper, good. Crotty with 11. Virginia leads by 2.
Crotty's been in double figures 18 times. 3 games he's been over 20, but basically his job is to run this ball club, handle the pressure.
Colossi looks to Conlon but doesn't go.
Shamsuddin and Conlon trying to post up down on the block. Dave Gavitt said he thought whichever team could establish an inside game would win this ball game.
And Shamsuddin gets the basket, and he is fouled on the play.
Shamsuddin active in that first half of going to the board. He misses the shot. He follows, comes right back. And one time in the first half, he had a series of shot, rebound his own shot, rebound his own shot.
3 times he went up with it in that first half in that one sequence. This, of course, gives Providence their biggest lineup when you have Shamsuddin and Conlon on the court at the same time. But the other 3 players are guards.
Well, that may be, when you look at those rebounding stats, that may be why Rick Barnes has adjusted here. Going to the 2 bigger people, trying to control some of the boards a little bit better.
11 points for Shamsuddin. Providence by 2. Stiff gets the baseline and jams it home.
We said we thought Stiff had to get active offensively. He started out. Ooh, boy, bodies all over the floor.
And it's a foul on Murdoch. Eric Murdoch charged with an offensive foul, and that is 3 on Murdoch.
There's Stiff. You see why he's the ACC freshman of the year. Big step, power move inside, and just rams it home.
Now at the other end.
See Blunden, watch Blunden if we carry this through. He gets up, pumping himself. His job as a role player, play defense and rebound. And he stands in and takes the charge.
Virginia by 1. Now Blunden almost traveled with the ball that time before he got it on the floor. Stiff against Carlton screen. Good matchup. Turnaround is short, but there is Stiff to follow. He is red hot to start out the second half. 3 quick baskets for Bryant Stiff. A 3-point lead for Virginia with 16 minutes to play in the game. Murdoch covered by Morgan.
Providence looks like they're setting up. Well, they bust out of now. Looks like they're going to set up a 1-4 offense.
Screen. Blocked by Crotty. The Friars will keep it with a new 45 on the clock.
Screen strength is to penetrate and dish off. Watch him. He doesn't give the ball. He's got Murdoch open on right there to the right. Draws the defensive man to him, but takes a tough shot. Should have pitched it out.
Murdoch gets it inside to Conlon off the glass and good. Marty Conlon with 19 points.
Conlon, a nice job there catching the ball, not bringing it down, just taking it to the position he caught it, putting it up off the glass.
Crotty to Blunden. Fouls on Conlon, and boy, the reactions of Blunden. He's a cheerleader on the court.
Well, I think he finally said, hey, you caught him once, finally. He'd been pushing me all over.
Of course, it works both ways, too. First on Marty Conlon. Second team foul of the second half on Providence. Virginia with 1. We've 15 remaining.
And you see the pushing down here. Here's Conlon just bumping Blunden out of the way. Gets caught this time.
I think they called fouls both ways here. Dabbs and Conlon.
Let me tell you what you do now as a player. When you see this happen, they're going to clean it up, those officials. Right now, for the next time or two, you come off. You don't do any unnecessary pushing or shoving, because they're going to call it and clean it up. There you see 30, Conlon, Dabbs.
So the possession arrow will give the ball to Virginia. Terry Holland up and working the sidelines a bit. Keep in mind the benches are in the end zones in this gym. So it is Crotty outside. Virginia with a 1-point lead and the basketball. A three-pointer for Crotty. His second of the game, and John has 14 points. Averaging 12 a year. It's a 4-point Virginia lead, biggest of the second half.
Crowder that time just came out of screen and then let the screener go by. When they switched and doubled up, he just popped out and wide open for the shot.
Murdoch gets Morgan in the air, missed the shot. Dabbs with a rebound for Virginia. The Cavaliers can stretch it out a bit now.
Morgan's case, he came out of defense. You always got to come out and fake up, stay down, keep your feet.
Dabbs wanted it, he gets it, misses the shot. Screen now, back with a 3-on-2. Murdoch to finish.
Nice job by Screen, who leads his club in assists right there. Took the defensive man away with a little fake and then dished off to the left side.
Foul on Screen, and that's a tough call. 3 on Carlton Screen.
Rick Barnes concerned right here on the foul.
14:07 to play. A timeout. Virginia 64, Providence 62. Terry Holland checking with the official scores bench. 14:07 to play in the basketball game. And the lead right now belongs to Virginia by a pair. It is 64-62 with 14:07 remaining. Terry Holland continues to visit with referee Tom Harrington. And the official scores table might be on the possession arrow, which changed over on the double foul. At the halftime, it was 50-49 Virginia. And the Cavaliers now lead by 2. Both teams shooting it very well in the first half and not bad in the second half. Friday handles the pressure, gets it to Daniel, who has checked into the lineup for Virginia. Blunden a strong game. Stiff, who's warmed up in the second half. Morgan just tremendous all night long with 23 points. Overplaying the pass and picking up the foul is Darrell Wright, his first.
You see Crotty, well, that's with the pass on the tail end of that down there, and Wright picking up the foul. As I say, Crotty's been coming up, setting a back screen, and they're sliding off him, and he just pops out. He's wide open for the shot.
5 team fouls on Providence. Crotty gets it in the lane, gives it up to Blunden. His shot from the side is good. Blunden with his first basket of the night. The lead is 4 for Virginia. That's as big as they've had in the second half.
Crotty had 7 assists in the first half.
Wright with a penetration move and a jumper off the glass and in. Wright forced it up and got the bounce. In the first half, Providence led by as many as 8. Virginia's biggest lead was 6. Crotty for 3. John has 3 3-pointers and 17 on the night. A 5-point lead, biggest of the second half now for the Cavaliers.
And Morgan's been a little silent here in the second half.
Conlon gets it inside, missed the shot. Stiff with a rebound. Virginia 6 for 6 on 3-pointers. Crotty with a layup. John Crotty really taking charge now, has 19 points. Here's Murdoch trying to answer, bending off. Daniel rips down the rebound. Now Crotty. First step travel on Stiff. Cavaliers have their biggest lead of the game at 71-64.
Crotty coming down, a little bounce pass to Stiff, fake up, and then steps off where he puts it down. It's called for the travel.
So Blunden will sit down. Back into the ballgame once again is Kenny Turner for Virginia. Shamsuddin outside, the screen, Conlon. It's Conlon inside, screen outside. Conlon sets the pick. Knocked away, and it's Providence basketball with 30 seconds on the shot clock. Cal Foster back in. He'll give Marty Conlon a rest. Foster started, but Gary has not played that much.
No, he hasn't. We talked about it earlier about pulled a muscle in his side yesterday in practice, and evidently bothering him, as you said earlier, John, more than we thought it had.
More than he wants to admit, I'm sure.
Well, he's a tough kid, so he's going to gut it out and play as much as he can.
Providence College in the half-court offense now. Murdoch goes along the baseline to Shamsuddin.
Ran a little double pickup on the baseline at times for Murdoch, but couldn't get the shot.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Murdoch penetrates, jumps it up, misses the shot. Here's Cal Foster, blocked, and a foul on Turner. First on Kenny Turner, only the 3rd team foul on the Cavaliers.
Good penetration. Murdoch should have dropped it off. He had Shamsuddin down there wide open. Good follow-up here. Foster takes it up. Foul on this young man, Turner, number 12.
Foster has had 2 foul shots in the game, missed them both badly.
He's a 67% free throw shooter. He's not a real good shooter. He lives, even though he's shooting 57%, he's good at that percentage around the block area and lives off the dump-offs from Murdoch and Stream.
His first point of the game. The difference is 6. There's the double team in backcourt. Cavaliers handle it. Move it across to Morgan. Want to get back in the hands of Crotty when they can. Morgan turns it over. Murdoch a 3-on-2. Colossi along the baseline. They cut him off. Good job defensively, but it's Foster up and in. That's what Cal Foster likes to do.
Fell into one that time. 2-on-1. Oh, my man.
From outside, Morgan. The foul is on Turner.
Unbelievable right there. Morgan, all he had to do was penetrate. He had a 2-on-1 situation. But that's Morgan, I guess.
Sometimes degree of difficulty. More important.
Here's Colossi, gets the ball right here, makes the ball fake, gets it deflected. Deflected right in there, falls into Foster's hand. He takes it up strong for 2.
Sadler checks in as Shamsuddin sits down. Terry Holland, 8th time he's had his team in the NCAA Tournament. Checking in is number 32, Brett Dabbs once again. Dabbs had a good first half, 12 points, but he's been quiet in the second half.
Averages 8 a game, but he's been in double figures 7 of the last 8 games. He had a high of 22 versus BMI.
Lead is 4 for Virginia. Providence with the ball. Colossi to Murdoch. Screen against Crotty, and it's a blocking foul. 3 now on John Crotty.
Providence just cleared the side. Watch this. They got screen, Crotty covering him. They just cleared the side, open the court. Screen takes it all the way. Crotty called for the foul. Gives him 3, which puts him in a difficult position right now to defend aggressively.
London will check in. Checking out is Jeff Daniel. Rick Barnes working in front of that Providence bench, along with his assistant coaches, Herb Sendick, Mark Anderson, Larry Shiat, and Danny Gavitt, graduate assistant. Yes, that's Dave's son.
Trying to post down low.
London commits the foul, and that'll put Foster on the line. So London back in the game, quickly picks up his 2nd personal.
Well, both clubs looking like they're trying to tack down inside. There you see Foster getting the ball down low, and then Blunden trying to keep his hands and arms out of there for the foul, but I think he was bodying him, moving into Foster.
Foster 1 out of 4 at the foul line tonight. Starting to get a little better touch and rhythm at the foul line. Did not have it early on. 4 points for him as Darrell Wright returns, and Murdoch will rest. 11:01 to play.
Cal Foster on the line. He's been a big game player this year, and he's come through with some big games.
Gets a pair. He's made 3 in a row, has 5 points in the game. Morgan turns it over.
Bad pass.
Sadler came up with it. The feed was intended for Dabbs. Now it's Screen, and a chance for Providence to tie and maybe take the lead.
Let's see if they'd all put Screen back in the clear-out situation where they can take him one-on-one with Crotty and maybe try to pick up a 4th foul. Crotty, of course, so important to this Virginia club in handling the pressure.
Was it blocked? No. And Barnes can't believe it. And he is working hard on Tom Clark, the official, who is closest to him.
If we can see it from that angle, it's hard to tell whether he got it. Didn't look like he got it.
Could not tell from that angle, however. Don't ask Rick Barnes. Screen with a foul, and on Carlton's screen, that's 4. Using his hands outside, and at 10:20, he picks up his 4th foul.
Well, that hand check. And here's Colossi on his play a while ago. Let's see if the ball gets touched.
I think he did.
He might have got a piece of it from that angle.
Doesn't matter what we think. 10:20 to go. Murdoch returns. Screen will set. He has 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. With the big stat, 4 fouls. Trotty outside with the basketball. Virginia has it, leading by a basket.
There's that back screen again by Trotty. He's trying to poke that stiff down low.
Morgan.
Tough shot.
Foul is on Colossi. That'll be 3 on Colossi. 9:56 to go in the basketball game. We kind of leveled out just a little bit the last couple of minutes.
That last play, Matt Colossi, I think with his size, 6'3". Here we're going to chance to look at it. Morgan takes him on the drive. With his size, he has to turn him loose right there. And let him go. And if he's going to make that type of shot all night long like he did in the first half, well, it's going to be a tough night. But I don't think you can foul him and take him to the line. You got to make him make those difficult shots.
Morgan with 23 points.
Morgan, 84% free throw shooter. Always the mentality for a shooter is when you foul a guy like that, even if he's taking a bad shot, he forgets all about it when he goes to the line and gets a chance to make 2.
Number 6 all time now for the Cavaliers. First team all ACC. 25 points for Morgan. 9:56 to play in the game. It is Virginia 73, Providence 69. If you'd like to see it stay the same, give us a call at 900-260-6301. Move it back to international distance, 900-260-6302. Or the pro distance, 900-260-6303. And each call will cost you 60 cents. Here right now with 9:56 to play, it is 73-69 Virginia. So we're heading down the stretch, the final 10 minutes of what has been, at this point, an outstanding basketball game. Along with Gary Thompson, I'm John Sanders. As I say, the pace has leveled off just a little bit the last couple of minutes. Screen, the only player in big foul trouble. Murdoch and Palazzi each with 3. Crotty and Dabbs with 3 for Virginia. Each team has all of its timeouts remaining. Possession arrow right now favors Providence College. Palazzi to Sadler. Now Murdoch, 3-pointer. He's got it. Eric Murdoch with 12. He gets his second 3-pointer. The lead is 1 with 9:30 to play. It's Virginia by a point.
Virginia that time coming to the half-court defense, trapping to get caught there. Murdoch hits a 3-pointer.
Tipped up and Foster rips down the rebound. A chance for the Friars to take the lead.
Morgan's cooled off a little bit in the second half. 20 big points in the first half.
Right for 3. No. Still Providence basketball. Shamsuddin and Conlon, a couple of big men set to return for the Friars of Providence. Palazzi and Sadler will sit. No, it's not Palazzi who sets. It's Foster who goes out. Palazzi will key the inbounds play. We had a little mix-up in a game earlier today because of that bench being in the inline as to how many players were actually in the game.
Had a technical called because of 6 players, then waved it off, and they realized the one kid was going back to the bench.
We have 9 minutes to play here in Nashville, Tennessee.
In that game, East Tennessee State took Oklahoma, the #1 seed in this regional, had them all the way right down to the wire, and finally lost at 72-71.
Castro trying to break through a screen, picks up his second foul.
This Castro just pushing his way on Murdoch. He just pulls him out of the way. No doubt about that call.
It's one way to clear the screen.
Then he puts out his hand. Who, me?
You ever met a basketball player who admitted he made a foul?
Never.
A 1-point lead for the Cavaliers. That was exactly the margin at halftime. It was 50-49. Biggest lead in the second half for Virginia has been 7. Murdoch with 12 points. Eric's first chance at the line tonight. The winner of this game will play the winner of the game to follow, Florida State against Middle Tennessee State.
This kid throughout the year, Murdoch has basically been the heart and soul of this ball club. Screen the little quarterback, but this guy gets it done. Is that he finds ways to score.
And it's Providence by a point. Stiff, who was hot early and has been out of the ball game just a bit.
I've been impressed with Providence with their press. They press full court, but very rarely, I think only one time have they given up a basket, a cheap basket on the other end. And really get back quick.
They've not really committed that many fouls in their pressing defense either. Although at this point, both teams are in the bonus. Crotty, another three-pointer. Crotty is hot. He's got 22 points. For him, a new career high. A total of 4 3-pointers for John Crotty. Conlon, who has a couple of threes, misses that one. Like everybody on the Providence team up to follow, and Wright gets the foul. Crotty is 8 out of 9, including 4 three-pointers. Virginia 7 of 8, and Providence 5 of 11. We'll walk all the way back to the other end following the rebounding foul. Richard Morgan checks back in.
We got a great game going here. All right, I don't see anything wrong with this game. Let's play basketball. All right, baby.
I don't see anything wrong with it either, do you?
No.
76-74 Virginia.
Good officials will talk with the kids, though. I think that's real good, a mark of a good official.
11 points.
It's Will McJunkin.
10 points for Bryant Stitt.
You said Stitt had to come to life. The last 6 games of the year, he's been shooting the ball really well. 57%, 40 of his last 70 shots.
Wright forces up a bad shot, gets it back. I'm sure he's thankful for that. Wright comes up with a steal.
I look for Colossi to go up with that shot right there.
You and me both. Murdoch will. Bending in. Murdoch with 16 points. We're tied at 78. Dabbs helping out to beat the pressure defense. Crotty dribbles it up. Looks to Morgan. Foul on Wright, who hits the deck, but he'd already committed the foul. That's 3 on Darrell Wright.
This action is they come across Stith, beats his man to the low post, and then Wright just bumps him out of there. And then you'll see Stith come back, and would have been an offensive foul had Wright not committed the foul earlier.
So Stith goes to the line. Good foul shooter. The freshman from Bremen, Virginia. The ACC Rookie of the Year. The first the Cavaliers have had since Ralph Sampson.
And even though he's a freshman, they've gone to him in some clutch situations this year.
13 points for Stitt.
Virginia coming back with a little pressure of their own, and they cause a turnover.
Here's Morgan for 3. Short. Colossi comes back. But quickly they trap him, and he decides not to push it.
We talked about Blunden, Matt Blunden being a role player. We saw that there. He got the kickoff pass, but he wasn't even looking to shoot. He just went cross court to Morgan.
80-78, the Cavaliers. Right to Conlon. Baseline. Turnaround. Up, in. We're tied again. Conlon has 21 points. It's 80-80, 6:57 to play. Morgan.
Well, that's what will happen. Murdoch left his feet, but when you're a guy like Morgan will put it up anywhere, you have to respect that shot. Just fake him up and then get him off the feet and go. There's Colossi.
Colossi with his second three-pointer. He has 14. At the other end, it's Morgan. He'll have to shoot because he's fouled. Murdoch picks up his 4th personal foul. Morgan, until he made that last field goal, had missed 5 in a row.
One of the few times I've seen Providence let a man get behind him. I don't think they knew Morgan was back there. He fakes, and you see Murdoch come right over the top.
And checking in is Jeff Daniel once again. Cal Foster is also going to return for Providence. And they're going to leave Murdoch on the court. He has 4. The reason he's still out there is that Carlton Screen has 4, but now the young man they call Paco is going to check back in for Providence. Carlton Screen will return. 6:36 to go. It's Providence by a point at 83-82.
Well, Rick Barnes, I think, opting to come back with Screen because Murdoch is leading scorer. He'd like to have him down there at the last, and Murdoch can also run the point a little bit. He got 95 for 133 assists. Screen 192 this year, so Murdoch showing that he can handle the ball and dish it off as well as score.
Morgan tonight was 28 points. He had a 20-point first half. The game is tied at 83. 29 for Morgan. Also 5 rebounds and 5 assists for Richard Morgan.
Morgan at 29-10 off his career high. That came at 39 against North Carolina this year when they broke that losing streak and really turned things around to that goal.
Block. Out of bounds off John Crotty. It'll be Providence basketball. Virginia leads by 1 at 84-83 with 6:13 to go. Hang on.
Oh, both clubs really hustling. Watch this. Crotty fighting for that ball along with Wright. Just cannot quite save it.
Wright deep in the corner. Starts a move against Stiff. Takes it all the way in and hits the shot.
Wright just averaging 5 points a ball game. We said he's a senior, and he's fearless. He's not afraid to play or put the ball up.
He has 8 tonight, and now it's the Friars by 1. Morgan for 3. No good. Daniel with a rebound and Wright the foul. That's now 4 on Darrell Wright. 5:50 to play. Wright up off the deck.
Well, Morgan squared up this time. When he squared up, seems to have trouble shooting it. You see the rebound coming off and right all over him.
So to the line goes Jeff Daniel, a good foul shooter. He's been slowed by an ankle problem.
And he's played well off the bench for him tonight. Handled the ball, as we said, in the middle of that press. Nice job for Terry Hall.
Misses the foul shot, but it's tracked down by Dabbs, who's on the baseline, and it'll be Providence ball. So the Friars will have it with 5:48 to go. Blunden returns for Virginia, and Daniel will sit. Coach Terry Holland, 7th time in the 80s he's had his team in the NCAA Tournament. It was last year a real disappointment for Virginia. They finished 13-18, their first non-winning and non-postseason in 10 years. That was unusual. Screen, a couple of pump fakes. The Friars have the basketball and a 1-point lead as Foster comes outside. Now Wright. Palazzo.
Looks like they're really trying to go down low, and there they go to Foster. He makes the move inside.
And he draws a crowd. Foul on Richard Morgan, I believe. Richard Morgan has never fouled out of a game in his career. That's his first foul tonight.
Was a good bounce pass, and then Foster takes it to the hoop, gets inside, and Morgan comes across.
Foster at the line. There's 3 out of 6. He's made his last 3. Started slowly at the foul line. Actually kind of started slowly in the game. A little bit hesitant early on, maybe because of the muscle pull. 6 points for Foster now.
Shot that free throw with a lot of confidence. Didn't waste any time, just took it up. Nice rhythm.
Foul will be called on Shamsuddin. That's 3 on Abdul Shamsuddin, the senior from Staten Island, as the Phantom Friar is on hand from Providence.
There's Foster on the line, takes a free throw, misses it. Goes up, you see Shamsuddin coming into that left hand right over the top.
And once again, Matt Blunden shaking his head, yes, that's the right call. Blunden, a sophomore. At one point in the season, Terry Holland said, hey, we're going to play the guys who are rebounding the best. And that turned out to be Blunden. That really gave him a chance to start playing.
Real competitive kid and a tough kid. As we said before, a backup quarterback on the Cavalier football team. For his 2 big free throws.
4 points. Tied again at 86. What a great game this has been. There is a very tough call because Screen fouls out and Barnes can't believe it. 5:05 to play and Carlton's Screen is finished.
Well, that's a tough break for the Friars. He goes out 12 points, but more importantly, his ability to handle the ball, play defense, penetrate, and dish off for the open men. Here comes Screen. Good quickness right there by Stith.
Barnes has given him an earful at the other end.
And he's looking right down the line from that bench position, which is on the end of the court, and he thought he was moving.
Well, as far as the point guard is concerned, the torch has been passed from Screen to Murdoch. We'll see what happens the final 5:05. 86-86. It's a 5-minute basketball game now.
Well, again, I think that's why he elected to take Murdoch out early when he had the 4th foul, because he's got the offensive power and also can handle the ball. Oh, good quick move by Stith.
And Stith powers his way inside. 15 points for Bryant Stith.
Quite a freshman, started 28 of the 29 games. He's been in double figures 24 times.
Wright fouled by Morgan. Morgan coming in from behind. Marty Conlon is set to return for the Friars.
You see Wright coming out. Spin dribble, comes off, comes back. Just working on him, and there's Morgan on the reach.
2 on Richard, who in the basketball game has 29 points. And Barnes is still on him about the foul called against Carlton Screen.
That was a key foul. Key call, no doubt about that.
Wright is playing with 4 personal fouls. Rattles home the free throw. 9 points for Wright. Let's see. Stith is moving there. Does he get there? Well, I tell you, that's one that can go either way.
It's a tough call. Toughest call in basketball, right there. Blocking your guard.
Wright has 10, and it's a 1-point. No, it's a tie. It's 88-88. More coming up after this. Score with 4:35 to play. It's going to be a tight one down to the wire, apparently, and that might not be good news for Friar fans. .435 to go. It's 88-88. The Cavaliers handle the pressure applied by the Friars. Crotty directs the offense. He's been good offensively, too. A career-high 22 points tonight. Here's Morgan. Misses, but the follow is there. Coming in from the other side to follow it was Stith, who's played well in the second half. 17 points, 13 in the second half. 90-88 Virginia.
Well, we talked about the Stith that's going to have to get in the ball game offensively, and he's done that. He's gone on the boards, excellent offensive rebound, and has taken all of what he can produce here in the second half to stay even with Providence.
The turnover there gives the ball back to the Cavaliers. Stith comes out to take it. Returns to Crotty. The starters are in there right now for Virginia. Crotty, jumper, rolls it home. He's had a great ball game offensively. 24 points for John Crotty. A new career high and a 4-point lead for Virginia. Crotty has made 9 out of 10 from the field.
Sensational. I'll tell you, You know, they talk about point guards that are basically not shooters, but I think that's when you're the most effective, when you're a point guard, can handle the ball, and can also score.
Colossi tries to answer, tipped up once, Colossi gets it back.
Gives you so many dimensions in the game that you can do, and what the defense has to respect.
Blocked by Dabbs. Here comes Crotty.
Oh, he's got him open the bounce pass.
3
there
on
it is.
2, Stiff. 19 for him. All of a sudden, it's a 6-point lead. And Rick Barnes is going to have to spend a timeout. 3:01 remaining in the basketball game. We're in Nashville, Tennessee. It's Virginia 94, Providence 88. Stay with us. With 3:01 to play, the Friars have the basketball. We mentioned the play of Bryant Stiff in the second half. He has scored 15 points. He's 6 of 7 from the field. He is 4 of 4 from the line with 4 rebounds. We've been tied 11 times. London picks up the foul. And on Matt, his third.
Conlon been a little quiet here in the second half. London's done a good job.
Conlon in the first half had 15, only 6 here in the second half. Key foul shot there for Marty. Screen is fouled out right, and Murdoch sitting on 4. Nobody with 4 yet for Virginia.
Virginia definitely the edge there.
A pair for Conlon. He has 23, averaging 14. A 4-point Virginia lead.
Good ball fake there by Blunden. That's a play that I don't think is used often enough by kids. You ball fake and make the defense make a move, and then it makes things easy for you.
2:46 to play here in Nashville, Tennessee. Virginia 94, Providence 90. Virginia. The Cavaliers have the basketball and a 4-point lead. Opportunity for us to say some thank yous to NCAA Basketball Committee Representative Ken Free here in Nashville, Tournament Manager Ken Hudgens, Tournament Media Coordinator Lou Harris. 2:43 to go in the game. A 4-point lead for Virginia. The Cavaliers have the basketball. They have led most of the way in the second half. Providence has squeezed back in a couple of times. London does not look to the shot. Crotty has it. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Crotty inside, knocked away. This is Murdoch to Palazzi. He's hammered from behind.
Boy, good presence, court awareness that time by Murdoch. He makes the steal. He knows right where his man is. Puts it back to the open man, Palazzi. Watch there. Gets flicked away. Murdoch up there, knows right where Palazzi is. Puts the ball out ahead of him, a little bit behind right there. It made it easier and maybe enable him to get to the basket. And then Palazzi fouled from behind.
And the foul is on Morgan. That's 3 is Rick Barnes, first-year coach at Providence College. Richard Morgan now with 3 personals, but what a tremendous offensive night. A 20-point first half, 29 overall. At the line, Palazzi, a great foul shooter, hits the shot. 15 for him. Also a thank you from Providence College. John Marinato, the athletic director, head coach Rick Barnes and his staff, assistant sports information man Tim Connor, along with sports information director Greg Burke. On Marty Conlon. He has 3, and also a special thanks from Virginia Athletic Director Jim Copeland, head basketball coach Terry Holland and his staff, and sports information director Rich Murray. 2:15 to go. It's Virginia by 2, 94-92. Important foul shots now, Gary.
Well, this is where you win or lose ball games. Going down the stretch, you got a freshman on the line, Bryant Stiff, but he's a 75% free throw shooter.
Misses. To Shamsuddin, who comes down with the rebound. So now with 2:10 to go, a chance for the Friars to tie. Their fans here in Nashville, Tennessee come to life. Palazzi outside, inside Conlon. Reverses the ball to Murdoch.
Ooh, almost ready.
Palazzi for 3, and Providence has the lead. 20 points for Matt Palazzi. 95-94.
Good ball movement that time by Providence.
Here's Morgan. He'll go to the line, and Conlon picks up his 4th foul. Rick Barnes' team has battled back to take a 1-point lead with 1:36 to play.
I got Morgan wide open. Conlon makes a good play right here because he makes him change the shot, a difficult shot, sends him to the line, will make him make the 2 free throws, although Morgan a good free throw shooter. Who almost drug his foot there. Look at the Travelers. Colossi up for 3, gets it.
We mentioned close games. In the Carrier Dome earlier this year, there was a game just like this between Syracuse and Providence. Syracuse won 100-96. Here it's 95-95. And Morgan has 30 points. Two more for Richard Morgan, a total of 31 in the ball game. We have 1:36 seconds to play. A timeout on the court. Virginia by 1 over Providence. Changes now, and it is the change that winds up favoring Virginia by a point right now. Both teams well above what they've done during the regular season as far as three-point shooting is concerned. 50% for Providence. Virginia at 70%, and both teams were in the 30s coming into this game. Low 30s.
Yeah, Virginia 32% and Providence 38%.
The full court press now by the Cavaliers. It's handled by Murdoch. Crotty applies the pressure. Boy, he's held up well.
Yes, he has. Played the entire ball game.
1:24 to go.
And Conlon inside forces the shot. Not a good shot. It's going to come back outside.
So now the Cavaliers with 1:10 to play. Here's Dabbs against Shamsuddin. He's knocked away, but the foul is on Abdul Shamsuddin. He has 4. Murdoch with 4. Conlon with 4. And Wright with 4.
Crotty pushing the ball down the court. Goes aside to Dabbs, goes in, pumps it up. Shamsuddin now will go up and gets him on the arm. Dabbs goes to the line, 62% free throw shooter.
One Friar has fouled out of the ball game. Now Providence wants time. They'll have 2 left. That's how many Virginia has remaining with 1:08 to play. Talk about the players who are in the game at this point, Gary, and what you would like to see if you're the coach, your team do. Both teams have tried to take the ball inside as much as they can in the second half.
Well, they have. I think Murdoch is going to come into play here again. He has the ability to drive, go up. He's an excellent free throw shooter. And so I think they're going to try and get something for Murdoch on their possession.
Well, if he hits both,
dictate, that's right. It'll dictate a lot here on what happens at the line, too.
If he hits both foul shots, Virginia then would be up 98-95. It'll only be a 3-point difference. And the way these teams have been shooting 3-point shots, that's nothing.
Well, Virginia's going to have to crowd the defense if they do hit the 2 free throws. Combination, I think, on the timeout to get organized with what you want to do and also freeze Dabbs a little bit.
This telecast is a production of the NCAA Communications Department. Dave Kaywood, Assistant Executive Director. The Executive Producer of NCAA Productions is Jim Marchione. Production Coordinator Gina McNeil. Our game tonight produced by Jimmy Rayburn and directed by Brian Sipe. And, of course, a lot of other people helping us, including Mike Moore, who's helped us as our stage manager tonight. John Ogle, who has handled our stats. The Cavaliers and the Friars, we expected it to be close, Gary, but this has been a dandy all the way. Early in the first half, each team did put on a little bit of a spurt and build a lead. Providence was up by 8, Virginia by 6. Biggest lead in the second half, 7 points for Virginia. And right now it's a 1-point Cavalier lead. Each team can call 2 timeouts. We are set for the final 1:08. I'm John Sanders along with Gary Thompson. We're in Nashville, Tennessee at Memorial Gymnasium, a rather unusual structure with 9 different scoreboards, seating capacity 15,646, and those who are here have gotten their money's worth tonight. Dabbs with 14 points, but his first points of the second half. Big foul shots for the junior. 15 for Dabbs. Now it's a 3-point ball game. Murdoch pulls up, brings it back to Conlon.
Good job by Virginia that time, doubling up, keeping Murdoch from penetrating and driving to the bucket.
A 3-point ball game. No shot for Colossi. Goes to Conlon off the glass. He's short with it, and then he makes the foul, trying to get it back. He wanted a foul called, and he is now fouled out. He will join Carlton Screen on the Providence bench. What a big foul after the miss.
Here's Colossi go down inside to Conlon. He goes up. See Blunden right there, has his hand straight up. But Conlon comes out of there. He wants the foul. Here's Blunden, and Blunden does a good job. That's the verticality rule. Keeps his hand straight up. Conlon actually took the ball into Blunden. Good call. Emotional player, Blunden.
47 seconds remain. Marty Conlon, a strong game. His high earlier in the season, 29. Rick Barnes will take a little time deciding who's going to come in. Right now, it'll be Cal Foster checking in along with Thompson, Dean, Murdoch, Colossi, and Wright.
Well, Virginia since missed on a 1-and-1 back when they led by 2. Morgan and Dabbs have both delivered 4 free throws, 2 each. And this is what it comes down to in these type of games. You have to hit the free throws to win.
Blunden, Stiff, Dabbs, Morgan, and Crotty, the starters in there for Virginia. No go. 45 to play. A 3-point ball game. Murdoch. Keep in mind, each team still has 2 timeouts to use if they need. It's about a 1-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
Oh, nice.
Foster alone slams it home. Timeout, Providence.
Beautiful back cut that time by Foster, because you got plenty of time. They're trying to protect somewhat on the 3-point line, but overplayed, goes to back cut, gets easy too.
So now it's a 1-point ball game with 29 to play. Look at the break away from Blunden. And fortunately for Dabbs, he didn't get enough of the body to get the foul, because that would have been a 3-point play.
Well, not enough protection. Offside forward wingman should have been back in here protecting. He should almost be back in the paint in that particular situation.
Virginia will have the ball and a 1-point lead with 29 seconds to play. There's the timeout situation. Possession arrow favors Providence. We've come right down to it.
Well, the thing you've got to think about Virginia with 2 timeouts in 29 seconds, you do not want to waste those timeouts. If you get caught in a turnover situation, taking the ball a 5-second count, there you see the possession arrow on throwing the ball inbounds, or as a player control. You've got to use that timeout and save the possession. That should be talked about right now.
Earlier today here in Nashville, Oklahoma squeezed past East Tennessee State. Will face Louisiana Tech on Saturday. The winner here faces the winner of the game to follow, Middle Tennessee State and Florida State. This has been a dandy. Virginia, by the way, has missed 3 of their last 4 front-end 1-and-1 situations.
Well, Providence has to foul. You have to look at Blunden and Dabbs. Dabbs 62%, and Blunden, who was just up the line, 60%.
Dabbs, who will inbound. They'll try to get it to Crotty. They do. He gets it to Stiff. 25 seconds. Keep your eye on the clock.
Crotty, incidentally, a 68% free throw shooter. There's an excellent shooter, Morgan, right there.
Colossi with his 4th foul, and he'll put Morgan at the line.
You know, I think he had some time. I don't know if Colossi should have gone after Morgan. He tried to force him to give up the ball.
Wright checks back in. And leading is the fellow who comes in to play defense, Quentin Burton, in these late game situations. Rick Barnes has a word with him. He may have been designated to foul somebody and didn't get the job done.
Well, Morgan, 83.8%, second in the Atlantic Coast Conference. But what he's done before doesn't matter. It's what he does now.
Morgan, 31 points in the ballgame. He shot him like that from the line all night long. I've got him at 8 for 8. Is that correct? 8 straight at the line.
Well, This is a big one for Virginia because the worst you can do is get a tie. Unless you go up and foul it behind the three-point.
Virginia takes the timeout. Now each team has one remaining. Time for Rick Barnes to scratch his head, talk to Herb Stendick a bit, and go back to work. It's 100 to 97. Virginia is leading Providence. Terry Holland's club trying to advance in this NCAA championship. 2 years ago, Providence advanced all the way to the Final Four.
These two clubs way over their averages. Virginia averaging 81 offensively, and Providence about 85. Here we are in a 197-point game.
It is 100 to 97 with 17 seconds remaining. Right now, it is time for the Cavaliers to celebrate, but not a victory yet at this point because Providence will have the ball with time remaining.
One thing that Virginia's got to think about right now is you got to protect against the three-point shot, but also is not in a foul situation. The clock is...
There are the Seminoles, led by Jordan McLeod. Pat Hunter on the left. They're getting set to come out and play the next game. To 97 is the score. The Friars come back out, and we'll see how Rick Barnes elects to play it, how he's going to run his offense. They're going to get some pressure from Virginia, which is a good idea.
Make them take some time off the clock. Well, they just showed pressure, and they drop back. See if they set man for man. They're staying in their man-for-man defense.
They're all right. Colossi for three. He's got it. It's out. Foster with a rebound. 2 seconds. Colossi for three. Bending up. Tipped up. No good. Ball game's over. Matt Colossi had 2 cracks at it. Couldn't get it to go.
2 pretty good cracks, too. Can't ask for much more than that.
What a tremendous basketball game. It is won by the Cavaliers of Virginia. Final score, Virginia 100, Providence 97. Colossi had his chances at the end, but it just wouldn't go. So once again for the Friars, a tough, close loss. They will finish the season at 18-11. Virginia moves on at 20-10. For Gary Thompson, I'm John Sanders from Memorial Gymnasium in Nashville, Tennessee. Again, the final, Virginia 100, Providence 97. This has been an NCAA Productions telecast. Good night from Nashville, Tennessee.
Only at your New England Chrysler Plymouth.